Today, you're going to be learning how to tie knots to set up a highline. Going to be tying a double bowline on this tree to secure the safety line to it, and then a no knot on that tree over there. This will be the double bowline that we're tying right now. It's going to start out just by wrapping the line around the tree. This would normally be set up probably as high as you can reach above the slack line, but just for demonstration purposes we're tying it down low. So once you have your line wrapped around the tree, the first step of a double bowline is to create 2 loops in the line, just like this. Okay, so yeah, 2 loops in the line just like that. Then you're going to take the loose end of the line, and bring it down through the 2 loops, above the trailing line, which is going to end up being the part that you clip into, and then back down and up again through the 2 loops. And then this will tighten down to make a nice double bowline, like that. Now one thing I should do with this one is, I'm actually going to flip it over so that it works out better. I need to add a lot of tail because we're going to tie a safety knot on the end past the double bowline, so I'm going to need quite a bit more line. Alright, so we have our double bowline here, which we just tied. This is now going to be the safety knot, which we're going to tie with the tail end coming out of the double bowline, which, as its name implies, makes sure that the double bowline is reinforced and safe. So you're going to begin just by passing the line over and through the loop of the double bowline, cross it, and wrap it around again and one more time. So you're basically wrapping the line back around itself a couple of times, then taking the tail and passing it through the 2 loops that you just made. And this will tighten down to actually look pretty similar to the double bowline knot itself. As you can see, it ends up looking just like that. And that acts as both a stopper in case this slips, and also ensures that there's enough tail that you have a safe double bowline knot. So now we have our safety line that is connected at the other side of the tree. We have a solid anchor point over there with our double bowline. So now we are going to tie our safety knot on the opposite side to establish an anchor over there. So we're going to start out, this is a no knot that we're tying on this tree. Since this is dynamic line, which means it stretches, which helps a lot when you fall to make the landing softer, but means that you have to kind of deal with the stretch as you're tying the knots. You're going to want to pull on it as much as you can and get it under as much tension as possible before you tie the knots, so that the line doesn't sag too much while you're on it. So when the line's under tension, you can begin wrapping it. After probably 1 wrap, you won't have to pull as hard to keep it under tension. So now that we've wrapped the line around a few times, it'll do a pretty solid job staying, but we want to make sure this is all tight and bring it up so that the lines are nice and short up against each other, so that we have a clean safety knot. Our next step in tying this knot will be to tie an overhand knot on a bight, which is, this is called a bight, basically a little loop of rope that you make, and then you're just going to tie a normal overhand knot on that. So just like the classic knot you tied when you were 3 years old in a little piece of string is the knot that you're tying on that bike, just like that. So the safety knot is secured by taking a carabiner, which if you're up high on a ladder or hooked into a harness or something, it's easy to keep clipped onto your belt. So you take a beaner, hook it through the loop that you just made, and then connect that to your safety line. Don't forget to use beaners that lock, because obviously if the beaner were to open, that would not be safe. So to establish safety, you always want to lock your beaner. To tighten this knot, one can simply tighten the loop that you're using. So you can take this part of the line and push it through, and then push it all the way until you end up taking it out in this part of the line, which will tighten up your knot and allow you to make the safety line tighter so it doesn't droop.
Stronger, it's taking longer. I see the ego in the people get stronger. Could take a lifetime to see the right sounds. So let's remind every mind we're the same. People pass the front line, even past the girls drunk. Worries and all failure, everyone is one kind. I'm a part of a motivated movement. Hop up in the fam and feel for improvement. Somebody pool makes a drink straight coolin'. When others are struggling just to be a student, I cover the bright side, it's always time for that. I'm running kids with AKs strapped to back. I'ma reach my inked out arm to help. Don't think that it's all gone to hell. Look ahead, look to the future. Sew up them sutures, mend the world. Pick up the loser, put down the Uzi. Headlines line with crime alert. Some of the sickening things that are happening come from the lack of respect. It's all big heads, yeah, we're doing well. Pick up the slack and take on what's next, yeah. Stronger, it's taking longer. I see the ego in the people get stronger. Could take a lifetime to see the right sounds. So let's remind every mind we're the same. People pass the front line, even past the girls drunk. Worries and all failure, everyone is one kind. Don't let that ego get in the way. Don't make people think that you're gonna change. I'm a self-made